Friend, you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's show. Tomorrow night, as you know, we will get the returns on Hawaii, Idaho, Mississippi, and Michigan. Donald Trump is way ahead in Michigan and Mississippi where there is polling. Hawaii and Idaho have literally no statewide polling. So we don't know who's winning. But we are going to introduce a new tool for you to use if you've got a computer. We are creating a tool that has every state, every delegate, a number of delegates for the state, whether the state is proportional and what the threshold is, and whether the state is winner take all. And we're going to explain all of that on tomorrow night's show to help equip you to understand what's going on from now until June the 7th, when the final batch of Republican primaries happens. Let's take a quick look at what happened over the weekend. Donald Trump won Kentucky and Louisiana. Ted Cruz won Maine and Kansas. Now, the Republican Party set up a system for this election year that is confusing for those of us that have been watching primaries for years or even decades. While Ted Cruz won 2 and Donald Trump won 2, it's important for bragging rights, but what matters is that Ted Cruz got 64 delegates and Donald Trump got 49 delegates. That's what matters. Kasich and Rubio both did very poorly, garnering a little bit, very little. But what matters is that those states and all of the states that vote tomorrow night are proportional states. I want to applaud the Republican Party. They had a goal in mind, and the goal is actually working. If you've been watching presidential elections for decades, you know that usually by the 3rd or 4th primary, you've got Iowa, then you've got New Hampshire, and then it's going to go maybe to South Carolina or maybe to Florida. Sometimes it was Utah or Nevada, rather. What would happen is that money would stop coming to candidates, and the numbers would seem to be so, the momentum and the numbers would seem to be so much in favor of one candidate that everyone else would drop out, and then it was just kind of a foregone conclusion. We saw a little bit of a brawl going on in 2000 with McCain and Huckabee. I'm sorry, in 2008 with McCain and Huckabee, and then in 2012 with Romney and Santorum. But what they're after right now is that by having almost all of the states that we have had thus far be proportional states, it gives people a chance to stay in the game. So this past Saturday, all of them were proportional states. So if you hit the threshold of 15 or 20% of the vote, you came away with some delegates. This coming Tuesday, they're all proportional states. But next Tuesday, when you've got Ohio and Florida and other states, Missouri, these are not proportional states. It is winner take all. Even if the winner only has 32%, he's walking away with all the delegates. So over the weekend, Ted Cruz gathered the momentum and the steam and the credibility to say, I'm the only guy that can stop Trump. I'm the only alternative to Trump. Marco Rubio and John Kasich fell flat on their faces, did very poorly. And that is why you're starting to hear people say Kasich and Rubio need to get out of the race. Who is not saying that? Who is not saying that Rubio and or Kasich need to get out of the race? I'll tell you, and then I'll explain it in the next segment. It's the Republican establishment. They are frantic to keep them in the race. They hate Trump and they hate Cruz. They don't want a two-man race between those two. As far as they're concerned, it's like the apocalypse horses coming to take away them. I'll be right back to explain it.